when you do this, as you go behind somebody, try to always remember that when they're in this position on their elbows, that they can protect their neck from getting choked. You always want to make them worry about both. So as my knee goes behind, right, what might happen is because this leg is kind of trailing, he might be able to reach out and grab your both hands. Right? He might be able to connect his hands around your leg here. Right? But then his hands came away from his neck. Right? So you have a couple options. One is to keep weight into the person. So I'm driving my left knee in and scissoring my right leg back. It puts a lot of pressure on his arm here, and he ends up in the crucifix position. Right? The other thing you can do is when they grab your leg, especially if they have it pulled in kind of tight, right, is now his hands are committed to my leg, which means his neck is open. Right? So you have a couple options here. One would be just the guillotine. Right? So I'm going to shoot this hand into the chin. This hand's going to come back around. I connect my hands underneath. Right? Drop my shoulder down. I'm going to bring his head to the neck. Right? Make sure one knee comes in underneath. The other leg comes over the back. And to finish, make sure your hands come up high toward your head. Your chin comes toward your hands. Right? Then you want to engage your whole body. So I'm not just laying my hips on the floor and stretching. I engage my whole body and I crunch to finish. But always remember that. We're going to work on submissions from the front now. So when his hands are fighting your hands, that's the best time to go behind him because he's worried about his neck. So it's going to be much easier for you to get behind. When his hands start to go to your legs, that's when his neck opens up. All right? So let's just drill that now. You're going to have, start in the front, you put your knee behind, your leg is kind of trailing a little bit, he's able to grab it. All right? The hand that's around it, now remember, his hands are committed to your leg, which means his neck is open. All right? So reach your headlock hand around his jaw. So try to touch his earlobe with your thumb. All right? Your hands connect underneath, so I'm just going to grab the edge of my hand, pull my hands up high, and elbows tight. All right, so catch here. As I drop, pull everything in. Right. Engage your whole body. So I want to try to lift my hips up off the floor and then crunch to finish. Right. You can do this with a. So I can do it with the arm in, or if you get your hand through, get your hand in front, it'll be even tighter. Right. So you practice both grip behind the shoulder with the arm in. Right? So I just get head and arm here, sit back and finish. Or as I sit, I can bring my hand in front of the shoulder, and as I said, this will be much tighter. Right? Just make sure when you're finishing this choke that you're not stretching out. You're crunching everything in. Right? 1, 2, 3.